Hi there. Mark has asked Lisa and I to record a short testimony of just our sort of life experiences and challenges through lockdown, and just how God has been there for us and has been working in our lives. Like everybody, we found the last few months very challenging and unsettling at times, and very often tinged with sadness when you hear the heartbreaking stories of those who've passed away and those who've lost loved ones. And certainly on this aspect, we are hugely grateful to God for keeping us safe and healthy, and especially those around us as well, our loved ones. During this time, we've had the joys of homeschooling and trying to keep the children in a routine and keep them motivated to learn. Lisa, unfortunately, has had to close down as a childminder for 3 months, and then go through the difficult process of starting back up again, but doing so safely. And I've had to adjust from working from home. Like many people, we've had to cancel our holidays, but through all of these things, God sort of time and time again keeps showing us real blessings. We've learned just to appreciate family time, going on walks together, just enjoying things that we might have just overlooked in the past. I've enjoyed not having to commute to work or travel far afield, and Lisa and I have both enjoyed more family time.
And I've also been able to concentrate on settling the kids into their homeschooling, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I was working full time to the same extent, which has obviously been helpful to the kids. And I've also been able to dedicate all my time to Matthew and Emma. So that's been a real blessing as well.
Yeah, and it's been quite a period of change within us as well. I think God has found ways to work through us. It forced us to slow down at times and just change our perspective. I know in the past, quite often fixated on security in life and things like that, and just taking many things out of God's hands. And actually, through all of this, God has given me a fresh perspective, and I find myself more often just going, I don't care, I'm trusting in the Lord for this one, it's going to be fine. And having this kind of newfound confidence, not in my own plans, but the fact that God's protecting us, watching over us, and it's that sort of it's refreshing confidence again in what God has for us and his plans for us. That's been really good. And I think for you,
yes, I'm a planner. I like to plan ahead, but that can be driven by anxiety. I can't take one day at a time. I need to know what's happening, and in this situation we've had to take one day at a time, and God has really shown me and given me peace to be able to take one day at a time, one step at a time, and to really just trust in him in a fresh way, where it's maybe been taken for granted before now, and it's just been a reminder for me to trust in him fully and to leave everything in his hands. And it's actually given me more peace, which seems strange to come out of such trying times.
Yeah, and I think as well, one of the other things we've really treasured with our family times is, again, just a chance to reflect on how our children see us as Christians. I think as we've always had them heavily involved in the church and heavily aware of the things that Lisa and I do in the church and our faith and our relationships. But we sort of came to realise we hadn't really sort of evolved our discussions, our time with them with regards to our faith. And we realised that we should start now trying to have more deeper conversations with them, studying the Bible in a bit more detail. Going beyond sort of reading and going through the usual Bible passages and stories, but actually taking time to try and dissect them.
Yep. And maybe focusing on, rather than maybe a Bible character or a specific story like creation, Noah's Ark. As they've got older, we kind of realise, no, we need to, or we want to transition more. And that was a conversation we actually had at the beginning of lockdown, that this was something that we thought was a great opportunity to do, and we wanted to really focus on maybe looking at individual verses, and how we could apply them, and how we have as adults or when we were younger applied them to our life. And what was actually really interesting was we downloaded a family devotion app, and every so often we will, when we feel time's right, we will look up what that day's verse is, and we will read that verse and talk about it and talk about what it means for us and our lives. And the kids, they get involved in. Actually, on Sunday we were driving to just a drive, and we decided to open up the app, and on Sunday's app, the verse that Mark read in the morning, take delight in the Lord and he will give you and your heart's desires, Psalm 37 verse 4 actually was the verse for that day. And what was really, so I found that really good, because actually I felt like, oh, I can actually explain what this means, because it is a harder verse. And we had a good discussion on what that meant, and Patch and I were able to just talk to the kids about how we have maybe applied that verse, or how we've used that verse at different stages in our life, different decisions we've made. And yeah, it was a really interesting conversation that we were able to have with them. But thanks for listening to our testimony, and we just pray for your health, for your safety, and we miss everyone, and we keep everyone in our prayers. Thank you.